Hi, and welcome to TAG Lightworkers this month. I'm Rachel Chamness at soundwavesheal.com. Today, we are bringing in the ninth dimensional love in this trance channeled masterclass. We're going to be bringing in Lady Venus, the Venusians, and some intergalactic Hathors of the future. So the Venusians' names are Maybar and Theseus, and the Hathors are Markum and Pleyarn. They're going to tell us about themselves, and they're going to explain how these ninth dimensional concepts work in our 3D reality, how we can work with it, and how we can benefit from it. Please like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can get to see more of these masterclasses and channeled information that I bring through on this channel, plus sound healing techniques. So this month, these beings are coming forward to TAG Lightworkers to activate this ninth dimensional light within us. And this is so that we can shine this light all around our physical space, into our earth to help it ascend, and also for physical upgrades in the body. So they are bringing this higher vibration of ascended ninth dimensional love, and forgiveness. So all of these light beings are working together to help connect us to this higher light. And in doing all of this, it's going to help ascension, bring it to us faster, and it'll also help our own bodies to access higher wisdom and love. And so I have a lot of questions for them. And so I'm just going to go through each one. The first question I actually have, which I'm still a little bit confused about, is Lady Venus. Lady Venus, how are you connected to the planet Venus? Because you're also bringing in Venusians with you. And of course, Hathors have been known to be part of Venus as well. So I need to know exactly how this all works. So here's my first question I'm going to be asking Lady Venus. I am the divinity known as Lady Venus. And also, if you understand the goddess Venus from the Greek times of your planet, that is also an aspect of my energy. And yes, I do watch over the planet of Venus, but I am not the goddess of the planet like you would know your own planetary goddess, Gaia. And so my concepts are love and beauty, self-love, ninth dimensional light and love. And that is why I have come forward this month to help you in this next stage of ascension. This is a really important step for you to accomplish. For when you bring this ninth dimensional light down through your crown and then bring it through your body to anchor it into earth, you will be helping many beings. You will be helping your goddess Gaia to up level the earth a little bit more closer to ascension. You will be helping the animals on your planet. There are many animal helpers that are leaving your planet now as it is time for them to ascend. And there are other beings stepping through. As the veil gets thinner, you will begin to see more earth elementals. And some elementals you think of as animals on your planet are actually elementals such as whales and other beings. And so they will, of course, stay and perhaps bring forth some new information or new abilities that you will be able to see now. Other elementals coming through are ones you've known about, fairies and the like. You will begin to see them a little more clearly, or they will begin to be shown or step through more. And this is a much slower process, but by bringing in this light, you are making that a little bit closer, a little bit faster. You are helping them come through quicker. Although it still might be some time before you see them, because you will have to come a little bit higher in vibration. You will be helping also all the light beings who help on your planet. For just like the elementals, as the veil gets thinner, as there's more light in the planet, then you will be able to get more help from other beings that you consider galactic, or other high light beings such as angels or other beings, and that will be easier. And so this ninth dimensional light, when it comes through your body, also upgrades your body. Now you are able to access more higher wisdom. Now you are able to access higher dimensions of love for yourself and for others. So one key component of this is forgiveness. And that is part of this month as well. True forgiveness of yourself. And this works well with what is happening on your planet at this time. So, what is happening on your planet is that much is being shifted, and old ideas of slavery in many forms, including your money system, are beginning to recede. And as they recede, then so should all of the guilt and the untruths that many humans believe about their own money spending or surviving on the earth in 3D, and how you did it and whether it was good or bad. These need to recede as well. And so this is the time where you should all begin to loosen the hold of these truths in your mind about what you should or should not be doing. And in doing so, you may begin to forgive yourself in all ways. Well, that's very interesting. I do believe that money system is really, it's in visions I've seen, it's in astronomy, it's in visions and information that many mediums have seen, and many light workers are bringing this forward. So this makes a lot of sense. There will be a big change, and we have to release what we have been blaming ourselves for. This is a big part of it. So this is exciting. I have gotten that message, so it's nice to hear Venus say that. When these higher light beings say that they have an aspect of themselves, that means it's like a part of themselves, a smaller part. So that means that the goddess Venus that we know of as the Greek goddess is a smaller part of a bigger entity that we are calling Lady Venus, but of course may have another name. And so she's not the planetary goddess, but she is connected in some way. So that's really interesting. I'd like to bring forward these Venusians, Maybar and Theseus, and ask them about Venus and ask them about their planet. So let's have them come forward. Maybar first. Hello. Yes, there is life on our planet. You cannot see it, for it is a higher dimensional life in a higher dimensional space. It does not vibrate on your plane. And so what you see is only a physical aspect of what is much bigger in a higher dimension. And there are many beings on our planet, and there are many layers of dimensionality of all the beings. We are fourth and fifth dimensional, some of us fourth and some of us fifth, as we are different types of beings as well. And we are all coming from a heart space. Unlike your planet, the fourth dimensional aspect of our planet does not contain so much shadow, and it is a purer love vibration. Because the vibration is so pure of love, we do not have any interference of the shadow side. But it is very balanced in our own way. Yes, there are Hathors here. There are many different types of Hathors. For us, we are not on a plane of time. We are outside of time. And so these Hathors are what you would call a future of Hathors. And that is why we have told you they are an intergalactical Hathors of the future. Because of the goddess Hathor and other Hathors that you have known on your planet is very much the past of these beings. They have evolved to something of a higher vibration, just as you and your planet are also evolving to a higher vibration. The fourth dimensional aspect of our planet is a great place for other beings to come and work on their ascension. Many of you have traveled to this portal of Venus in the fourth dimension to work on your own fourth dimensionality of love. And when you do, you practice this aspect of love and community. And you may have dreams where you are living amongst a community in a loving way. This is an aspect of your actual travel here, where we help you to work out the kinks, as it will be, of learning to live this way. For it takes a lot of release of your third dimensional density of thoughts and beliefs which are not true, so that when you return to your body, you are more in sync, more lined with vibration into a higher vibration, fourth dimension, so that you can reach the fifth dimension. This is part of your training. Many of you go to many places in your sleep, and these places help you to form the ideas and the steps of going forward in such a grand time on your planet. This is Rachel. So so I've seen this before. I actually had an experience where I saw a fourth dimensional life on Venus. This was during my BQH Beyond Quantum Healing session with Candace, which I talked about on my chats show. And also Avalon, we talk a lot about how it's a portal where we practice love. So in Avalon, we practiced how to find love in this place. I think that the Venus is more about, they're showing me self-love and acceptance of others, which is, two ways. So when you accept yourself, when you love yourself, it's easier to accept and love others because they're not triggering you anymore. They're not triggering what you are finding fault with yourself. So that was very cool. Okay, so let's ask Theseus to come forward. To me, the Maybar looked like her energy was very like, it's interesting, like thin, felt like she was tall and thin. Okay, Theseus. Our planet has many sections and sectors. It is not how you would think of as a planet. It can also be called a plane. It is a place of existence. It has many layers. There are many layers of dimensions. There are many places in which you can enter and go through and be in that are different from other places. It is sectioned off as you would maybe think of it. One place is different than the other, or has a different dimension, or has different types of beings. I mainly stay in the fourth and the fifth dimension of this planet, and I oversee many exercises and help for those who travel here in their dreams in the fourth dimension. And in the fifth, I help those in the higher dimension. I help organize large communities. So you might think of me as a political leader. However, politics are quite different outside the third dimension. So I mainly oversee and make sure that everything is running smoothly. And that is what I do as a vocation. I'm happy to be here to help lead you toward this ascended light. It is going to be a big change and help for your ascension. Okay. So now, sometimes while they're talking, they show me other things. So the way that he was showing me the segmented parts, he was showing me that the Hathors are of eighth dimension. So let's bring them in. We'll start with Markum. Hello, we are so glad to be here. We do not often come to this plane of Earth, but we are now coming through more often to help you now that you are ready for us. This year, much will change on your planet, and you will see how we will be able to help. Mainly, we bring great light. This is a very stable light, and yes, we bring it from what you would call the future. Grounding this light in helps you stay on the best timeline for your planet. This timeline, I am not speaking of what is happening right now, for you do change timelines quite a bit at this stage. I am helping bring in light that secures the future timeline of ascension. So once ascension is fully realized or close to being fully realized, the light we are bringing in now will help it stabilize one timeline. And once that is there, it is easier for those of what you consider the future to come around and help in many ways. And there are more beings than us that do this. There are many on your planet as well. So I believe he's talking about the Ashars, because they've talked to me before. So that makes a lot of sense there. And they showed me that. And there's also these other beings that I see of the future too, that are hybrid beings. So I think there might be another. So that's interesting. All right, let's let Pleyarn talk about how they are intergalactic Hathors of the future. That's such a mouthful. There is so much beauty, love, and wonderful things to be interested in the future. For those of you who worry that you will miss the physicality of Earth in the third dimension, such as foods or physical love or extreme emotion of the positive kind, you should know that there is so much in the higher dimensions that will appeal to you that you will not miss it as much as you think. And while it is interesting and wonderful to experience, it is not everything. For there is so much more that has more meaning, and you will appreciate it greatly. That is the message that I wish to give you. And as you go forward through ascension, there are higher planes to ascend to as well. And so it doesn't stop at the fifth dimension. I believe you know this, but continues on and on. And as light workers of this realm in the third dimension, you will also be light bringers of higher dimensional light in higher dimensions as well. And so you are not, quote, out of a job when you ascend. And so I want to put your worries at ease, for there is nothing to worry about. And that is only a waste of thoughts. Instead, put your thoughts on improving yourself for ascension. For the only way to go to ascension is to work on your own self, to release your shadow work, release your untruths, release your density. And when you release this, you become a lighter body and you become more realized into ascension. Okay. Well, that was, I mean, I think I get that. That makes sense. Okay, so the next question is, what is ninth dimensional light? I think Maybar wants to talk. Maybar. The ninth dimensional light is a light of love with layers you have not experienced yet. What you can bring to your mind at this stage is thoughts of pure love and forgiveness for yourself and others. But there are much higher levels of love. These higher levels have no adjectives in your languages here and cannot be told to you. You can only experience them, and you will. So suffice it to know that we bring this higher love to your planet. It is cleansing and purifying, and it stabilizes the vibration of love, which is the opposite vibration of fear, and helps to stabilize your planet to more light. The more that we do this, the quicker the dark that controls your planet falls away. This is Rachel. It was interesting when she said the dark that controls your planet. I could see that it was hard for her to say that because it's not actually true anymore. Is what I'm getting is that its hold is so weakened that it doesn't actually control our planet anymore, which is frankly news to me. I've seen many writings and posts about this, and I haven't believed them because I can be quite cynical, believe it or not. But what she's showing me is that the hold is so weak of these fourth dimensional, cabal or whatever you want to call them, is that it's almost gone, which is wild to me. So I think that all this talk of all this that's going to happen now is really happening because it seems like, from what she just showed me, that we are really in a great step of ascension. So that is amazing. Okay. So that's what the ninth dimensional light is. And to me, it looks like it's white. It looks very like bright white, and it has a lot of pink in it, which would be the color of the higher heart, fourth dimensional chakra up here, which it has a pink light in it. So that makes sense to me. Let's bring in Lady Venus. This is a crystalline light, and this light crystallizes your planet and brings some of the molecular structure to a more crystalline structure. And that is where you need to go. It will also help your body begin to ready for a crystalline light body, for that is how it will vibrate in a higher dimension. And so it begins the process first with the planet and then with the body. So it is a very important light and is very timely for now. Okay, well, that explains why I saw it didn't quite look like Gabriel's diamond light, but it looked very like sparkly. I guess that's why. So how can we use this ninth dimensional light besides bringing it through our body and grounding it in, like they are saying? Is there any other way that we can use it? I want to bring in a Hathor. I'm going to bring in Pleyarn. Yes, there are other ways that you will use it, but they are unconscious. As you begin this crystalline path for your body and your planet, you will be affecting others. As you bring the light down into your village or your community, you will affect those who then walk on that ground. When you bring this light down, and we will instruct you in this month's work, you will extend it out beyond your home and into your town and other places. And as beings, including animals, including all beings, walk on this earth, they will be affected by the ninth dimensional light that you have brought through. just like your body is affected. And so the unconscious way that you will use the light is when people come in contact with you or contact with the ground that you have enlightened. And so the more of you that do this, the better. And so it will affect them. Those who cannot ascend will be forced to leave. And those who can ascend will be forever changed. And they may come around to accepting this light, or they may choose to go on into another life. Okay, so she shows me that. She shows me people and animals and beings walking around. So some are this fourth dimensional, like cabal beings, or maybe shapeshifters that aren't really supposed to be here, or who are part of the control, and how they won't be able to stay on any land that we do this to. And then they show me, like, just regular 3D people who maybe have no idea about spirituality or ascension, and how it may wake them up. Or it may force them to say, I don't want to wake up. This is not where I'm to be. And then they may transition to another life. I wouldn't worry too much about that, because whoever has decided to do that, they decided that most likely even before they came into their body. And they're only here to help other people ascend, or they have some other kind of life purpose. So don't worry about that. Doesn't mean that they're gone forever, because as we ascend higher, we can still talk to any loved ones that cross over. And it's not what you're thinking. I know I get a lot of questions about this. I don't want to lose my family. You're really not going to. It's different than you think. So different. I cannot explain it, but it's not something to put your worry on. Everyone needs to save themselves by working on yourself and just trying to be a good person and working on all of your shadow work and things like that. And you will see that it won't be anything bad. So don't put your thoughts there. What is the ninth dimension? What in the world is the ninth dimension? That's what I want to know. Can they explain it to us? I'll bring in Lady Venus. It cannot be explained so much in the third dimension, but you can think of it as hierarchies of light, structures of light, and higher understanding, higher knowing, and it is a softer light of love in ways that you can't understand, and of understanding. So she just kind of shows me like sacred geometry and all kinds of layers of it. And like I see structures of what looks like in a triangular shape. Like it almost looks like the boards of like when you build a house, and it's like the structure of it, but it looks very, I don't know what the word is. It just looks, really futuristic. But it looks like it's made of gold light codes. It looks really interesting. So, okay, I guess that's all we're getting. I guess it is hard to try to figure it out. The best we can do is a feeling, and I think that's how she was trying to explain it. While we're on this topic, let's talk about love and forgiveness for ascension, because she did talk about that. I'd like to bring in a Hathor for that, though. Let's bring in Markum. Love and forgiveness is your step. This is the step that you must work on. This is your duty. We will work on the light. You will learn to bring it through your body, to plant it into the earth. And it will also help you come to a place of more forgiveness and more love for yourself and others as it works on the physical dimension of your body. And you will find yourself naturally coming to these thoughts and to these conclusions and to this healing. It may send you to do something, have a session with someone, or write something, or read something, or think about something until you have what you call a light bulb moment. All of this happens because of this light that we're bringing through for you. And the most important words for you to keep in the forefront of your brain is to look for places to increase your love and forgiveness. For that is where you are at this time and place. No matter when you are watching this video, perhaps it's not March 2022 anymore. It does not matter. The messages are always the same when you watch through time and space. Okay. I wanted to ask them this. I felt like it was appropriate for this month since we are talking to future beings, since we are talking to such higher dimensional beings. Let's talk about our past lives as higher light beings and what this really is. So, if you're watching, you've had thousands of past lives, and they weren't always third dimensional. There were many, many different dimensions and many, many different kinds of beings. So, I would like to ask about this. Now, I'm getting a Hathor wants to come through. It's Pleyarn. Yes, yes. You humans have such a small view of yourself, and you view us as bigger, higher on the hierarchy. However, it's not true. You are part of a stem of a large map of beings, and you have been many types of beings. Yes, you've been an elemental. Yes, you've been something close to an animal. Yes, you have been on many planets. Yes, you have been many things. You've been light beings. Perhaps you've been an angel, not everyone, but some. You've been all types of beings, beings that you couldn't even put a name to. Some are just energy. Some are beyond what I can explain to you. And so, yes, you've been so many beings. You are a high light being. And here you are in your body. And what does that mean? That you can access the higher light. But to do so, of course, you need to release, release, release. And so we release what is no longer serving, what is no longer part of this reality. And guilt, fear, all of this is no longer part of this reality. It is time to release thoughts of not being good enough or not being anything. For you can create and manifest your own reality. You can create and manifest anything as long as you release what is holding you back. And many of these things are thoughts or some sort of miscommunication in the brain. That's what I thought. That, we tend to focus on one thing, such as, oh, I really, really connect to mermaids, or I really, really connect to the Pleiades, for instance, for me. But that doesn't mean that I was only on the Pleiades or I only had a life as a mermaid. For I've had many, many, many types of lives. But these beings come through to me more, or I feel more connected to them. I could say, I feel as though I'm a Pleiadian starseed. Why? Because there's some messages there. I'm working with these Pleiadians that I lived with at one time. I'm working with these mermaids that I lived with at some time. They are bringing me messages, or it's some sort of map, just like your astrology chart, your natal chart is some sort of map for your life. This is a different kind of map. So that's what I have really just come to realize and channeled this week. And I think it's very important. So we've been all types of beings, and this is coming through with the TAG team too, with the discussions that we've been having on my website. If you're in TAG, you can access that in the community section. And we have been talking about that a lot. Maggie and Carrie and April and Kim, we've all been talking about this month and what we're getting about it and how to put it together. And we've already started the discussion for next month too. So thank you so much for coming to this. I'm so glad you're here, whether you are in TAG and getting ready to learn all these concepts and learn to bring them through, be attuned to them, be attuned and get some more healing in the meditation, some manifesting in the sigil. It's all on my website if you want to see what we're doing this month. And if you're just watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching. And I'm interested to hear what you think about it, or how you may have seen it, or how you may be bringing it through yourself. So just let us know. Please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon in the next masterclass.